Hey guys, happy Thursday. So today we're going to continue simplifying expressions. The past 2 days we've been putting like terms together in order to simplify or make them smaller. Well, today we're going to look at something called the distributive property. I truly believe you guys have seen this before in 6th grade, but I am going to kind of go over everything as if you haven't seen it ever or in a very, very long time. So I want to start out with the definition of distributing. Now, we all kind of know that math definitions can be different than real life definitions, but in this case, I really do see the connection between the word outside of the math classroom and inside of our math definition, right? So if I said that Miss Mort distributed the worksheets, Miss Mort distributed the worksheets to the students in the class, what comes to mind? That's kind of what I want you to think about. And hopefully, because I can't ask you while I'm recording this video, hopefully what comes to mind is the teacher or me passing out the papers to everybody, right? If I'm distributing something, everyone in that classroom is going to get a worksheet. Yay, right? And that's really what happens. So that means each kid, sorry, I'm going to write this in, each kid gets a worksheet. That really is what happens in math when you are distributing, in this case, a number to the values inside of the parentheses. So here's what I mean by that. Here's a very basic example of the distributive property. 2 times the sum of x and 5. Right? This was kind of one that we could write from an algebraic expression the other day. You may even hear that. Sounds similar to a problem that we did. Excuse me. So the distributive property in math is literally distributing that 2 to both values inside of the parentheses. You get a worksheet, you get a worksheet, you get a 2, you get a 2, right? Now what I mean by that, it's not just like I'm going to chuck a 2 on everything, because when a number is side by side with the parentheses, we know that that is multiplication. So we're going to be multiplying that 2 times any of the values inside of the parentheses, okay? So I'm going to rewrite this really quickly to 2 times x plus 2 times 5. And then I'm going to continue to simplify that expression, 2x plus 10. Okay? You get a 2 and you get a 2. If I had 3, 4, or 5 things in these parentheses, that's what I would do for each term in the parentheses, okay? So let's look at some more examples. Again, the directions are most likely going to say to simplify the expression. Okay, all right. Let's start with, let's do 4x plus 3, close parentheses, plus 5x. Okay, so when you see a problem like this, we do need to distribute that 4, but remember I said we're only distributing to the numbers inside of the parentheses. That 5x is not really included in my distributive property. Now we are going to do something with it, so watch what happens. 4 goes to the x, 4 times x plus 4 times 3 plus 5x. Or, to simplify, 4x plus 12 plus 5x. Now again, the directions are to simplify the expression, and this is still not fully simplified. That's kind of the catch to this one. We put my x terms together, just like we've been doing. I get 9x plus 12. Okay. Fully simplified. I cannot combine something that has that variable and something that doesn't have the variable, the constant. Right? Now, we'll do more like this tomorrow, because in reality, I'm having you do 2 different things for this problem. You're doing the distributive property and combining like terms, and we'll do more of that, like I said, tomorrow. We'll start throwing in some fractions and decimals too. So really today, I'm not going to do many more like that. I just wanted you to see one. I'm going to start throwing some different types at you, okay? Here is another one. X parentheses, 2 plus 3x. Okay, so we're going to distribute the x. We're going to multiply x times 2 and x times 3x. I'm going to go ahead and put x times 2 plus x times 3x. All right, very interesting. Yeah, 1 second. I just had a horrible, okay, good. My volume is on. I had a horrible feeling. So my x times 2 is also the same as 2x. In fact, we want the number in front of the of the variable that's coefficient. So all I'm really doing is changing the order. For this one, remember, like 5 times 5, we could write as 5 squared, or 2 times 2 is 2 squared. So if I'm multiplying an x times another x, I'm going to get an x squared. So simplifying this would result in 3x squared, right? That coefficient still stays in front, but we multiply those terms. Now this is just a format thing. I know we've talked about a lot of those lately, so I apologize. There is a lot for this kind of material. Whatever exponent is highest goes first. Okay, so a couple of rules we've talked about. Alphabetical order, if there's more than one variable. Highest degree term goes first. If you have one, we won't see a lot. And then finally, if you have a constant without a variable, it goes last. Okay, lots of stuff, but hopefully you guys jot those down in your notes or have them written somewhere so you can remember them if you forget. All right, number 3. -3 parentheses -11 plus 4x. So again, I'm going to distribute that -3. No. In fact, I almost wish I would have written one the other way. Let me show you what I mean by the other way. Go. Probably not the best to do it with a negative. I can distribute really both ways. And I don't want you to get stressed, if the number is on the other side, right? The reason I put parentheses around it is so it doesn't look like a minus, but really this number on the outside, even though the majority of our examples, it'll be in the front, it could be in the back too. So just if you ever see that, hint, hint, just don't be freaked out. Right? So -3 times -11 plus, just bringing down the plus sign, -3 times 4x. And again, that would be the exact same over here, no difference. So now I'm going to simplify it. -3 times -11 and -3 times 4x would be -12x. And then I'm just going to make sure that I like the order that my terms are in. In this case, I don't. I want that x term first, -12x. And I have my positive 33 that I'm going to put behind that. Okay. Oh, okay. Number 4. Let's see. I want to show you one where, what if I had more than 2 terms inside of my parentheses? Let's say -2 times 4r plus 3y minus 10. Does it make a difference? Not at all. But when I'm distributing, I'm going to now distribute to 3 things. -2 times 4r plus -2 times 3y plus -2 times -10. Now, eventually, some of you guys will not need to write this row here. You guys can go straight to what I'm about to do now. -8r minus 6y plus 20. Okay? I don't recommend doing that right away unless you find that you're not making errors. And you'll see on Delta Math, it'll tell you right or wrong, right? But if you find you're making common errors or frequent errors by doing that, skipping that row, Don't. You'll get there eventually, just maybe not day one. Okay. All right, number 5. Let's see. If I had something like this. In fact, these are, I'm going to give you 2 problems that I want to talk about when we meet. And here are the 2 that we do. That's what we'll do. This one, we have not seen this particular style yet, but that was going to be a great discussion to have, is what do we do first? Order of operations, hint, hint. Or I'd like you to do this one, and I'd like you to do this one. Let's do. There we go. Okay, how about let's do 12.5, just to make it interesting. Okay. So number 6, you should feel pretty good completing that. If you want to grab a calculator, that's fine. This one, I hope you feel like you know what to do, but don't stress, just try, and then we'll talk about it when we meet. Okay, we'll probably do another example or 2 together even until I know you guys are feeling comfortable. I know 2 examples, especially with one we haven't seen, it might be a little bit stressful. We want to get participation points for the week. So just be ready to do some more together. Okay, talk to you soon.